This is a Chucky Beat production.
What's up, all you good fellow fly guys? You know who it is, the cat in the hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michael Andrew of stylearchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to the styling thing. And welcome to another Discourse in Dress, some expressions for your ensemble and some sonnets for your style. Today, we are going to be talking all about how to punctuate your style with this beautiful piece right here. Yes, this week we are going to be talking all about the pocket square. And the reason why I love a pocket square is because of what I just stated. It's a great way for you to punctuate your look, for you to add some flair to your style on a budget, and actually a great way to show that you have a certain level of sophistication when it comes to your style. Now, when I first began dressing, me and my friends didn't really have a whole lot of money, but we could always go to our local vintage store and pick up a pocket square. And the vintage store that I used to shop at had all types of cool shit. I'm talking about Christian Dior pocket squares. I've actually got this pocket square, which is I believe a Christian Dior pocket square, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it's a Christian Dior pocket square from that vintage store 15 years ago. I've had this for 15 years. So as you can see, when you make a good investment, it will stick with you. But we used to go to the vintage store. We would pick up our pocket squares for $10 to $15. I got this one, I think, for $20. And it was a great way to add just a bit of flair, just a bit of sophistication, or an exclamation point to our entire look. I'm gonna drop my pocket square in here because my mentor would be saying something if I didn't have my pocket square in here. So I'll finish that up just like that. And we're going to talk briefly about the history of pocket squares. Now, if you're not familiar, pocket squares are actually an offshoot of the handkerchief. And I bet you didn't know there was a difference between the handkerchief and the pocket square, because they are used interchangeably. And that's okay if you didn't. We're going to talk about that a little bit later this week. But they were actually associated with several different variants from historical references. Now, some people believe that it started out with Egypt, where the Egyptians would dye their cloth, a small piece of cloth with red dye, to separate themselves from commoners. So they weren't wearing a whole lot of clothes. There was just subtle ways that they would show that they were of noble descent or royal caliber in that space, and so people would recognize them for them. Or in the Grecian times, a lot of Greeks would scent a small piece of cloth with perfume so that they could walk through common areas and not have to smell the stench of those people around them. Everybody wasn't taking baths at that time. It's important for you to remember that. But it wasn't until really the 19th century that we see pocket squares actually come into prominence right here in the breast pocket. The reason being was because a lot of people were still walking around with handkerchiefs. However, they wanted to ensure that they weren't getting them dirty, so they were putting them in their breast pocket. And I'm sure what happened was one guy, kind of had his folded and slightly sticking out, and somebody else was like, man, that's really cool. I'm gonna start wearing my pocket square like that, or my handkerchief like that. And then from there, people started to really enjoy the aesthetic of it, and so they began to incorporate it into their accessories. And so with that being said, when you're constructing your pocket square or trying to figure out which pocket square is going to work for you, the reason why I like pocket squares is because it's an inexpensive investment that you can begin to play with. You're going to figure out whether you like silk or whether you like linen, which we'll talk about. You're going to figure out how you want to put it in, and how that didn't sound right, pause. But you can figure out how you want to position your pocket square when you're dropping it into your breast pocket, or simply just being able to understand the dimensions so that you don't really have to adjust it throughout the day. All these little nuances speak to a certain level of sophistication that separates you from the masses. I can't tell you how many times I've put a pocket square in a guy's breast pocket when I'm styling them, and they really see the difference of what that expression can create. So I want you to try that on, see how it fits you, and this week begin to try to add a pocket square to your jacket and leave me some comments in the comment box letting me know what you are looking to say and if that affected or changed your look. Definitely look forward to hearing from you. Please make sure that you give this a thumbs up if you found the information informative. Please make sure that you share this with a friend. If somebody out here who doesn't know about pocket squares and may appreciate the history that I just provided you with, please make sure that you subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. Look, I know I've been messing up. I'm going to get better. This is all about progression, all about evolution. But we are going to be here every Monday through Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I ensure that you are dressing yourself with the best of yourself. And please, don't ever forget that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So you should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.